Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a great week. This is the Juicebox Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. We got the Dubon Fan Club president and Chris Moreno, as always, and Sweet B Bones, Mike Bryles. Fellas, we had a big series this week. But before we get into that, how are y'all doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's one of the few times that I'll take the L on the predictions because, like, honestly, there's no better way that you could have had this series go, with the exception of you're just being greedy and you wanted a 3-game complete shutout sweep. But yeah, man, I'm doing fantastic. Browse, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. And it's you know what? This is the worst part about going like right after you is you always take the words out of my mouth, man, because that's
He's
exactly
selfish.
the way it was.
He's selfish.
It was like I was ready to say it's like I was so happy to be wrong in my prediction of 2-1, which I threw out there on Twitter. But hey, I'm right there with you, man. We got the sweep. Not a whole lot of runs scored by the Phillies, and I can't wait to get into it. So I was on Twitter a lot today, yesterday, last couple days, and this is going to be a lot of fun, man. So I'm looking forward to getting into the Cubs series, and going from there, man. PK, how about you?
Oh, yeah, good week. Just got back in town a few hours ago. Quick little run over to Louisiana for a project. So I watched the game as I was in the casino walking back and forth. But yeah, man, look, again, just to echo what y'all said, look, I'm glad to be wrong on my prediction. The sweep was amazing. The Phillies were coming in like pretty damn hot, playing some good ball. We talked about it on Sunday, how the pitching matchups were lining up. I mean, we went through the pitching, the rotation for Philly coming in, and we're like, damn, man, it's going to be tough, right? I mean, it's Ranger Suarez, Wheeler, and then who went today?
Christopher Sanchez.
Sanchez, right? So, like, tough matchup, but we were looking at tough matchup coming in, but we also we knew Fromber and Colton were going. I don't think we knew that Hunter Brown was going. It was a TBD on originally on Sunday, or did we know Brown was going?
I think it was TB. No, I think we knew Brown was going because I think that was.
You're right. You're right. We did
three.
know because I went Fromber win, Brown win, and then I was saying that the Colton loss or Colton game was gonna be a loss. Anyways, the point of it is
Colton Gordon.
I you know what? That's my one mistake for the week, so I won't do it again. But look, man, series sweep. You're right, Chris. Not a lot of offense, but a lot of fantastic pitching from both sides, right? So, it kind of felt like a mid-season playoff series. I put this out on X when we were, pimping the show. Could this have been just a small glimpse into the future for a possible World Series rematch? Could be. It could be. But, like we can nitpick, and I don't think we're really going to nitpick that much. I mean, we all know that the offense has to show up. We all know that. But we have to give credit where credit is due in this series, and that comes down to our starting pitching and our freaking bullpen. That's what it comes down to in this series.
No, I agree. Your offense did. It really kind of like. It's more of the pitcher, but your offense obviously you did just enough to win these games.
Yeah.
You won the first game, 1-0. We went to that game, won that game 1-0 on a Cooper Hummel home run of all people. Nobody had that on their bingo card. Last night was 2-1.
2-1.
Today.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, 2-0 on Wednesday.
No, 2-0 yesterday, and then it was 2-1 today. So again, man. That's what happens when you face really good pitching. And the Phillies had all three of those pitchers were capable. Clearly, I think if they were playing anybody else with a little bit more subpar pitching, the Phillies win that series 2-1. But they didn't. So, sucks to suck. Enjoy that sweep on your way back to Philadelphia. But yeah, man. And my thing with this series is like the guy I'm most impressed with and is Colton Gordon. And mainly that's because we know when Fromber's on, he's on, right? and we know that the complete Detroit gangster that Hunter Brown has been all season. I mean, so we're kind of spoiled with Hunter Brown, where it's like, man, if he gives up 3 runs, we're like, man, what a shitty start, right?
Yeah.
But for the fact for Colton Gordon to go there, how many did he go? 5 or did he go 6?
He went 5. 5 innings,
5,
4 hits, 4
5
Ks.
no run innings. I mean, I'm more impressed with that than I am. I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm not impressed with the other 2 pitching performances, but like they kind of have a more of a track record. You know, when they're on, they're on. I mean, so Colton Gordon coming out of nowhere and saying, "Cool story, I want to hang with you guys too," you know, gets my pitcher of the series for me.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great series, man. The Phillies scored all of 1 run. One run in 3 games. So the pitching, I mean, from starting to the bullpen, everything that they did was absolutely phenomenal. I was so excited to talk about this like the entire day. It's like I was shocked to see, because a lot of times you'll see like, you know, the first 2 games, yeah, your pitchers are on, and then they're like getaway day, like maybe something's going to happen. You never know. I mean, we're not getting away from any series, but obviously the Phillies were getting out of town. So anyway, things can get a little wild during a day game, stuff like that on a Wednesday, but that didn't happen, not even by a stretch. So our starting pitching locked everything down. Our bullpen locked everything down. We had one little blip today with King. That was it. But to get back to the Tuesday game, Chris and I were lucky enough to get to go to that game. It was a lot of fun. It was, hey, listen, pitchers duels, if you like them, I mean, that's where we were at this entire series. I think he and I were in and out of there in like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It was that crazy of a game. It's like getting to see Hummel break up the no-hitter and then get the go-ahead run. That was absolutely awesome. So he the game ball for that game. And then it was just great all the way around. PK, what did you see that, like really stood out to you?
What really stood out to me is that it appears that my phone didn't work prior to the Tuesday game, is what it appears to me, because I didn't get the phone call. Other than that, I did do some quick math, some quick Alvin Community College math. And if my math is correct, the bullpen went 8 innings over 3 games and gave up 1 run, and that was today, right?
I'll take that all day.
You know, and you're not playing the Rockies, right? Like we talked about, playing the Phillies. Like they've got a good lineup, right? And I will take that from our bullpen. And then today you had to throw Abreu he had to get 4 outs today because Hader was unavailable, right? So I think, really, aside from the bullpen, we talk about how good the bullpen's been, like, pretty much all season. We talked about how good Fromber is. We talked about how good the Diesel is. I did pick against Colton Gordon. I don't think I'm going to do it again the rest of the season, not unless he gives me a reason to, because we went 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, right? That's it. 4 hits, no runs, 5 innings. It's not technically a quality start, right? But again, we talk about it. When these guys come in and pitch, Colton Gordon, Brandon Walter, Costanza for his 1 outing, right? Like when they go 5 innings and give up no runs or 2 runs or 1 run, you can, as a homer, you just say that's a quality start, because you're not really expecting those guys to go the 5, 6, 7, the 6, 7, 8 innings, however it is. So big props to Colton Gordon for coming and showing up, right? Fromber did his thing on Tuesday. It was funny about the Cooper Hummel thing, because right before I got the text that the text just said Hummel, and I was about 15 seconds behind on the TV. So I'm like, fuck this guy.
You're welcome.
This guy. And but prior to that, his at bat prior to that, I think I actually wrote in my text like, this guy sucks or whatever, something along those lines, but I never sent it, or I thought I sent it, and I didn't. But I'm happy for him, man. Like, I know he's been kind of struggling at the plate. He's continuing to get ABs. I'm sure that was huge for his confidence, to, like you said, Bros, break up the no.
He was when he ran the bases.
Do what?
So he was amped when he was running those bases.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine.
No, he wasn't running slow.
So super pumped for him. But it was just, you had Hummel on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, you had Caratini went yard on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Caratini went yard late. Yeah, late in the eighth. I think it was in the eighth. And so you get these guys, and then today Cam Smith, a little bloop, kind of a bloop, a jam shot over shortstop. That's what gives the go-ahead run today. We know exactly. It's more 2-out hitting, right? And we've seen it throughout the season that these guys in the first 4 to 5 to 6 innings of a game, we're all furious because we're like, hey, feel free to take some pitches. But then when it gets to that 6, 7, 8, 9, they kind of lock down. They start working the count a little bit, right? And they've been really good with 2 outs and producing. So there's a lot of takeaways. Starting pitching, bullpen, I think is number one, 1A, 1B, right? I mean, that's it. And then you have the timely 2-out hitting that this team continues to do, and they do it late in the game. And then you have that 8-9 with Abreu and a Hader to come in and just sew it up. It's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's nice to see what everybody kind of hoped to dream that Abreu Hader was going to be.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it kind of come to fruition. Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, I was happy for Cooper Hummel. It seems like every time you and I talk shit about him, he hits a home run. So I think we're 2 for 2. I mean, but it's just been a fantastic last 6 days, for Houston Astros baseball, Houston Astros transactions. I mean, because now on top of that, you might as well tell old Christian Walker needs to get his stuff in gear because we have brought back Mr. Bat Flip himself, John Singleton. And what does he do in his first game with the Space Cowboys? He goes yard.
He goes hit the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we say that kind of joking around. Singleton's, I don't see him really, pushing for it. I do kind of find it very intriguing that they've went on and they've traded for a first baseman. Now they've signed another first baseman. I mean, so I don't know if maybe that's just down the line once we get into the dog days of summer. That's just to bring up another lefty bat. I mean, I don't want to get negative, but man, Trammell looked like shit yesterday.
Well, what did you think? What did you think that dude was going to look like?
I mean, his is like this. Those two balls that he struck out on. I mean, he looked like me on MLB The Show. Like when I'm sitting fastball, and then I get a curveball and I swing underneath it and just look completely foolish.
And late.
It's I'm not trying to say that he needs to go out there and hit home runs, but man, he just did not look good in those first couple of plate appearances. But again, I mean, that's about as negative as I'm going to go. It's kind of hard to look at a negative when you just got done, sweeping, with only giving up 1 run. Bryles, what did you have on Trammell?
Well, I'm going to go glass half full on Trammell. It's because he looked absolutely amazing in the field. His defense, you got to see it. We got to see it. He looked good out there. He was making some plays. He made some plays that I can guarantee you Altuve wouldn't have made. So I was happy to see him playing some good defense. Now, I understand he does have some shortcomings with the bat, and maybe he needs to get that going. But, hey, guess what? Our pitching picked us up and absolutely shut everybody down. So now there wasn't a whole lot of offense. That was one thing that we've been talking about this entire time. So if you want to go glass half empty, then yes, our offense was a little bit lacking this entire series. But when push came to shove, I mean, we had guys that picked us up. We had Hummel, who was the hero on Tuesday, just like we've already talked about. We had Cam Smith, who was the hero today. We had Caratini, who was the hero yesterday. So it's, if we've got one person contributing and at least helping us out, then we're going to win games like this. And let's not, just look at the Phillies and be like, hey, look, this is just another team. This is like one of the top teams in the National League right now. So I'm really not complaining about anything with this entire series that we've actually had. So, hey, look, Hummel, Trammell, yeah, should we have him in the outfield? Not necessarily. Should we have a little bit better of an offense, a little bit better of a defense, maybe somebody that could do a little bit better out there? Yeah, but hey, look, I'm not going to complain about it. And also, Christian Walker, he hasn't been a complete slob out there. He did make some defensive errors. I saw that, which, Chris, you and I talked about that, especially on Tuesday. He just doesn't look like the Christian Walker that he has been for the last few years. But at the same time, I think he can turn that around. I think he can actually clean up a little bit of that defense. He needs to get the bat going. I think when the bat starts going, he's going to get that confidence. And then we're going to see that all-star guy that he used to be in the National League, and also the Golden Glove that he used to be in the National League. So, I don't want to give up on him quite yet, even though we are stockpiling first baseman, just like Chris had mentioned earlier. But hey, look, right now, I don't think any Astros fan has anything to complain about for top records in the American League. Guess what, guys? We're number 2 right now behind Detroit. That is it. And we are catching on them quick. PK, what do you think?
Real quick, I just have one thing to say. Now, on Sunday, I went outside of my normal insights, and I gave this person an attaboy, right? And, Tuesday, he completely let me down. He let me down with 2 terrible bunt attempts. Then he hit into a double play. So you know what?
Yeah.
He did take one to the cup.
My streak of talking good about Mauricio Dubon is completely ended. We're done.
Never mind. I didn't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, Dubon's bunt attempts were not the best. Not the best.
And then, if you're gonna do 2 terrible bunt attempts, don't then go hit into a double play to end the inning. So
yeah. No, I did appreciate the let me square around, pull it back, then swing again, all while trying to catch up to a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. So it's all good. I mean, look, yeah, it's we do pretty good about hitting the double plays and killing rallies. I mean, Yiner's probably the leader in that one. Dubon's got to be close. If you were to do the matchup, if he played every day, it had to be pretty close to Yiner. But I think with Christian Walker, I think he's just pressing now. I think he's at the point where he's pressing, right? I mean, the errors that we're seeing, they just seem very routine. And I think when you're hurrying up to make the play, like it's not obviously a natural reaction because you're trying to make the play. I mean, what game was it? Was it Wednesday? Well, they scored the 1 run. What game was that? Where he fielded the ball and should have came home, but then went to first. Was that? Am I getting some games mixed up?
I think that was Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday? No, because they only scored 1 run.
Yeah, so it had to have been today.
Yeah. The point of it is, I mean, he had, I think in the previous series, he had 2 errors on 1 play, right? I mean, we signed him for his glove, and we signed him for his bat. And I think, we moved him down the lineup, right? I mean, he's down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was hitting 6th today, right? You move Cam Smith up from his 8 holes position. You've got Walker and Diaz at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. You know what I mean? So move him down. There's not. Hopefully, it's not one of those stress innings where it's late in the game. You have runners on. I mean, but the thing is, you're paying this dude $20 freaking million to be in those positions, and your cleanup spot or your 3-hole or 5-hole, whatever it is, right? But you're paying this dude $20 million to be productive up there, and he's not. So I haven't completely given up on him. It's a lot easier for a overweight 43-year-old to critique a professional athlete from behind a podcast camera, but I haven't given up on him. I think he's going to turn around, and we're going to need him. The thing is, we're going to need him. you think about what this team has done without Jordan pretty much all season. Altuve is doing his thing, right? I mean, you couldn't have anticipated Jake Myers doing what he's doing. Couldn't have anticipated Jeremy Pena, his move to the leadoff spot becoming like the most brilliant move so far for Espada, right? Walker's not producing. Yainer's not really producing. I mean, my hot take for the year was that he was going to capitalize on the way he finished last year and be, a top 10 MVP candidate. Well, I look completely stupid on that one.
He's in like 230, man.
Right. So, I mean, you got what, 5 pitchers on the injured list or done for the season? Arrieta's starting to throw. I think he's coming back soon. Javier's throwing. Luis Garcia, I think, is throwing. LMJ, I think we'll get into the rotations. France, I think France is throwing too, right? Is that what you said?
That's the Arrieta.
Yeah, Arrieta's throwing. So we're getting these guys back for the pitching, but we're going to need Walker when we get into those late days of the summer or the summer postseason. I mean, we got a 6-game lead right now in the West, 4-game winning streak, and now we got the Cubbies coming in town. Tomorrow they are going to do the video tribute to Tucker and Presley. I mean, look, the Presley one, I get both of them actually. I mean, look, they're gonna look. The Tampa Bay Rays did a video tribute to Paredes earlier this season, right? Because he was what? I mean, for what, right? Because he went, but I mean, we did a video tribute to Yusei for a month and a half worth of work.
And that was stupid too. I mean, like, I would think. I mean, I think these video tributes now are completely watered down. I mean, yes, was Tucker a great player while he was here? Yes. But in my opinion, I would think that you would do like a video tribute for like a cornerstone player that left. Like, I mean, I would see more of one for like Correa than I would for Tucker. I could see. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you have to have like really. And I'm not saying that Tucker and Presley didn't do anything for the team. I mean, it's clearly they did, but it's not like, I mean, like, I would say like in a world where like an alternate universe, let's say Altuve left to go play with, I don't know, Colorado for his last 3-4 years because they offered him a stupid amount of money. I mean, for everything that Altuve has been to the team, that he comes back and, with the Rockies, then you give him like this video tribute. Kikuchi, that was stupid.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Presley and Tucker were with the team long enough. I mean, Bregman, I get, because Bregman was with the team for like what, 10 years, something like that.
Yeah, but like
he
Presley,
came up in 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, Presley, we don't win the 2022 World Series without Ryan Presley. I think that was one of the biggest moves that we got, is that we got him from the Twins. He came in, he started as our setup guy, and then after that, he was nails as a closer.
Dude, you weren't touching
nobody was touching him in 2022, man. So it's now Tucker, I understand. Tucker was up and down. Like when he first came up, he was okay. He's up and down. Then all of a sudden, he came on fire, and then he became Kyle Tucker, who he is today. Don't get me wrong; I'm not going to argue that, and he's been contributing to get us to the playoffs ever since he's come up. But at the same time, I think that Presley is a different story. I think that Presley has been a huge contributor, not only to our playoff runs, but to the 2022 World Series. So I can definitely see a tribute for him. But Chris, also to harp on what you're saying, I feel like they're just giving like video tributes to everybody. I mean, I remember back in the day when it was like, oh my God, Craig Biggio's at the game. Like, he's not playing for another team. He's not doing anything else. He came to a game and is sitting in the stands, and they're like, okay, we're going to give him a 10-minute tribute. But that was the only way that you'd get a video tribute. There wasn't, this ex-Astro that we had for a couple years all of a sudden is now like showing back up again. Then, we're going to go ahead and run it back for him. So anyway, I agree. I think that's a little NBA kind of Bush League stuff. But, at the same time, I do think Presley deserves it. Now, Kyle Tucker on the other hand, yeah, listen, clap for him, tell him thank you. But I mean, I don't think he needs like a 10-minute stint or anything like that.
No, I mean, if I had to pick one, I would probably say that I guess Presley would probably get it more, and that's kind of crazy. I mean, I see giving it to Presley. I mean, Tucker, he came up what 2019? Was it 2019? Was that the one that they lost the that was
Braves
against Washington in the World Series?
Washington.
Right?
That was Washington.
So 19, I think he had a cup of coffee in 19. And then he really took over, I think, when Springer left, and that was going into the 2020 season. So essentially, he had 6 seasons with us. I mean, I get it. He contributed a lot. I mean, but I just feel like these tributes are getting kind of watered down. It's like Kikuchi, not needed. I mean, so
Kikuchi one was funny, dude. It was funny because it was like, bro,
10 minutes.
Like, bro, you were here for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
You get a freaking montage.
He didn't even pitch in the playoffs.
Didn't even pitch in the playoffs, man. But yeah, so the Cubs are in town for 3. They're sitting 4. Shit. Well, this was.
I got you.
They're sitting. This is.
I got you. There you go.
There we go, baby.
Chris beat me to it.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, they're on a little run since June 2nd, 2025, because the one that I pulled up has them in 4th place. So, according to this, they've won a lot more than they've lost in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, they that is fantastic reporting, PK. They have won a whole lot more since the last time I looked. There you go. That's why we pay you the big bucks, man.
Hey, man.
Break down the team.
I break it down really, really, really. They've won more than they've lost here recently.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's another one, another good series, man. Walter tomorrow, our favorite pitcher that Bryles always says TBD for Saturday, and then you get Fromber on Sunday. I did see something on X this afternoon about Spada saying that LMJ could pitch on Saturday if he wakes up feeling good, to where then I saw a comment to doesn't that go for everybody? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, probably for Saturday, maybe Saturday morning. So but before we get into that, we all went 2-1 for the Phillies series. We did not have the sweep.
Here's the updated one.
Here is the updated standings.
How am I in last place?
Because you have more losses than wins, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for the math.
However, I will take this because Bryles is beating me in fantasy baseball this week. So
yeah, on Father's Day, I went through all of the episodes, and I think there was like 40% of your predictions, Bryles, was a sweep. And
Homer alert.
Yeah. and that'll do it, man.
Yeah, no, that's not hitting a sweep. We'll do it. However, Bryles, I don't know if you listened to the episode last. You were not on Sunday, I don't think, right? I did try to do my best Bryles interpretation at the end. I did go under. I was wrong. There were all 3 unders. So I tried to do my best Bryles on Sunday without you. 2 out of 3 is not bad, especially if I would have put some money on it, but I didn't. But anyways, throw that back up there for the rotations. Let's get Bryles give his little analysis, and let's get on.
There you go.
All right, go ahead, Breezy.
All right, man. I guess I'll start it off. This is going to be a tough one. All right, I think we're going to end up winning on Friday by a hair. I mean, and when I say a hair, go ahead and take the under on Friday. Saturday, TBD. We don't exactly know who's going with Rhea 4-3, 4.42. Take the over on that. And then, so I'm going to take the loss for the Astros on that one because we have no idea who's going. And then Sunday, Fromber, which Chris and I got to see, it was a little bit, he had some traffic, but he had some errors because of that traffic. Either way, he pitched really well and he pitched deep. So I'll take him over Tyone. And by the way, we've got a huge, huge advantage of like starting pitchers that have ERAs under 4. It is absolutely amazing what our starting pitching's doing. So I'm going to go 2-1. I know Saturday I'm taking the loss because I don't know who's going to throw, but I'm going under, just like PK predicted the last time. And that's my prediction coming up for the weekend.
You know, I think the Astros have the number 1 pitching staff as far as ERA, like starting pitching, and the number 1 bullpen as far as ERA. I'm almost positive that that's how effing amazing our pitching staff as a whole is. Just to say. So, all right. So you're going 2-1. I am going just solely because we don't know who's going on Saturday. I will take 2-1. Also, you're at home. The Astros have been killing it winning wise at home. I believe that they are 16-6 for the month of June right now. So I'm going to go 2-1. Valdez, we're going to win. Screw it. I'm going to say Friday we're going to win with Walter, and then Saturday it's kind of the unknown. But look, man, with the way that easy to get another freaking sweep. It really is. It really is. I mean, the bats just have to wake up for a few innings to get some runs, get a little production. But I will stay a little bit safe. I will go 2-1 on this series.
I was literally just thinking, is there a way this team could come in and sweep the Cubs as well? And
it's possible.
I think that it's absolutely possible. And I mean, I haven't paid attention to the Cubs' last 5-6 games of what their starters look like, but I know for a fact what our starters have looked like the last 7 to 8, 10 games. So I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to say I'm going to go for an Astros sweep over the Cubs.
Send it.
That's
look,
what I'm
man.
going for.
I mean, it really is. I know it's kind of cliche to say that, like, hey, if you're picking 2-1, it's just as easy to go sweep. I mean, but it really is. Like, it really is based on how this pitching staff has been dominating and the bullpen's been shut down. But you got some players over there. I mean, you got Crow Armstrong. I mean, he'll do that kid.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but Seiza Suzuki.
But you looked at the Phillies. The Phillies,
I know.
They're no punk squad either. I mean, they scored 1 run in 3 games. I mean, now granted, you got Fromber, you got Colton Gordon, then you had Hunter Brown. I mean, Brandon Walter, I think he's key for another a bounce back, good start. For the most part, your bullpen's pretty rested. Then you've got TBD, which whether it's Lance McCullers, whether it's
maybe it could be Costanza.
it could be Costanza. I mean, it could be Ryan Gusto. I mean, you don't know. Mm-hmm. It may not be Blue Bog because he just pitched a fantastic game. I think it was last night or the night before. But I mean, it's just the way that even when they calling up these kids from AAA that they're coming in, and it's just like you kind of, as of right now, you kind of can't go against the Astros pitching right now. Their starting pitching has been that insane the last 4 or 5 series that, I'm not saying that they're going to go another 3 games without only giving up 1 run, but I feel like what I've seen so far, I'm confident enough to say, you know what, I'm going to push all my chips in.
When did Brandon Walter pitch last? Was it Father's Day? That would have been on the 15th. He pitched in Anaheim.
I feel like he pitched in Anaheim.
because he got beat up that game. So,
that was the 9-1 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that Philly series, I want to say that out of our bullpen, we had 3 pitchers go, and that's it. Like, that's how solid our starting pitching was. We had
let's see.
Is that it?
You had Abreu, you had Hader, you had Okert pitch once, and you had King.
Okay, so 4.
Okert, King, Abreu, Sousa, and Hader. Those are.
Sousa. 5? I missed Sousa. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so you had 5 guys. But really, that's pretty much who you're. But that's who you're really running out anyway. Those 5 guys.
That bullpen is rested, man. I'm telling you.
They all threw an inning. I mean, I say they all threw. I mean, Abreu threw
a couple.
Abreu threw. Let's see, that's 2 1/3. So Brayu threw 2 1/3. Hader went 1, 2. Hader went 2 innings, right? So then Okrit went an inning. Brian King threw an inning and 2/3, and then Bennett Sousa threw 1. So you're not, it really, at that point, based on the innings that those guys pitched, it just comes down to how many pitches they actually threw.
And you still got that arm you just called up from AAA too, man. What is that? Jordan Weems. You just called him up like a couple of days ago. He hasn't even pitched yet, so you got a fresh arm out of the bullpen. So
dude, I feel pretty good about the 2-1. But Chris, I agree, man. Like you could have these clowns come in, the Cubs come in, and you can run them right out of town just like you did Philly, right? Like you really could.
I like it.
So who do we have after Chicago? Just a quick
Dodgers. The Dodgers
in LA, right?
In LA over July 4th weekend.
That'll be good. But then you'll see Colton Gordon and Hunter Brown in that series for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like that's going to be
like that's one of those series that you wish you had everybody healthy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, cool. I think that's it for this week, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. First pitch tomorrow night. Cubs in town for 3. Let's get this series win for sure, right? We always talk about it. Stack those series wins, baby. Keep extending that lead in the West. But until then, make sure you follow us on YouTube, X. We're on Facebook at Juicebox Heroes, Juice_Box Heroes on X. Until then, till Sunday, we'll be back on Sunday night, as we always are for the weekend wrap up. But I'm your host, PK. That's Chris. That's Riles. And this is the Juicebox Heroes. Go Stros. Let's go. Let's get this thing.
Yeah, man. That's going to be a good series, Astros and Dodgers.
Oh, man. It's going to be awesome.
We'll have to have Dodger
I was about to say, we got to do a bet with your brother so he can come back on and talk good about the Astros.
Yeah.